Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine standing on a windswept cliff in western France. The air is damp with the smell of the Atlantic Ocean. Beneath your feet lies a cave, long forgotten, sealed by time. Inside, archaeologists have just uncovered something extraordinary, the earliest jewelry workshop ever found in Western Europe, dating back some 42,000 years. But here's the twist. This wasn't made by your typical Homo sapiens. The evidence points to the mysterious Neanderthals, a people often dismissed as brutish cavemen. So, what does a collection of pierced seashells, red and yellow pigments, and half-finished ornaments tell us about our distant cousins? Could they have been far more artistic, symbolic, and connected than we ever imagined? Welcome to the channel. Subscribe and hit the bell icon because here we resurrect the past, the history buried deep within time's shadows. Now let's journey back in time and step into the oldest jewelry workshop of Western Europe. Let's set the stage, friends, because you can't grasp this discovery without feeling the pulse of a world on the brink. Picture Europe around 55,000 years ago, a frozen tapestry of ice sheets, creeping south megafauna, roaming vast tundras, and two human flavors sharing the stage. The sturdy Neanderthals, who've called this continent home for hundreds of thousands of years, and we, Homo sapiens, trickling in from Africa like cautious explorers. It's a time of tension, of overlap, where cultures clash and blend like storm-tossed waves. Enter the Chattel-Peronian, a mysterious toolkit of elegant stone blades, bone tools, and now, as we'll see, the sparkle of personal adornment. Named after the French village of Chattel-Perron, where it was first spotted in the 19th century. This culture pops up across France and northern Spain, right in that 55,000 to 42,000 year window. Was it Neanderthals innovating in their final flourish, or sapiens importing ideas from afar? That's the tantalizing riddle we'll chase today. Our tale unfolds at La Roche-Pierrot, a humble rock shelter tucked into the limestone cliffs of Saint-Césaire in France's Charente Maritime region. Think of it as a prehistoric Airbnb, cozy enough for a family group, with sweeping views of the Charente River valley below. This spot wasn't a one-night stand. Humans chipped away at it for nearly 30,000 years, layer upon layer of hearths, bones, and tools, building a time capsule. Bison ribs charred over fires, horse hides scraped for warmth, evidence of hardy hunters eking out life amid the cold snaps of the last glacial maximum. But fast forward to our workshop layer, buried deep under those everyday scraps, and suddenly, the air thickens with something more intentional. The site's story kicks off in earnest in 1976, when French archaeologists, led by Francois Levaque, started peeling back the earth. They unearthed a Neanderthal skeleton, dubbed Saint-Césaire I, a rare find that screamed, "This place matters." But it was the stone tools that whispered Chattel-Peronian secrets. Finely crafted blades with backs retouched like the edge of a whisper. Fast forward to 2013, and a new crew from the CNRS France's national research powerhouse rolls up with high-tech toys. Universities of Bordeaux and Toulouse join the fray, alongside 11 labs specializing in everything from geosciences to marine ecology. They're not just digging, they're dissecting. Old collections get dusted off, sediments sifted with laser precision, and suddenly, in 2025, the jackpot hits. A cluster of over 30 shells, some pierced clean through, others waiting their turn, all mingled with blobs of red and yellow ochre, not scattered like trash, clumped in a deliberate nook, as if someone paused mid-craft, saying, "I'll finish this tomorrow." Oh, but what shells! These aren't your beachcombing souvenirs. We're talking Littorina obtusata, blunt periwinkles, those hardy little snails that cling to rocky Atlantic shores. Here's the gut punch. St. Cesar sits 100 kilometers inland. Someone trekked that far, hauling baskets of these treasures over hills and rivers, maybe trading tales with coastal kin along the way. And the pigments, fiery reds from iron-rich clays over 40 kilometers off, sunny yellows ground from who knows where. This wasn't casual scavenging. It was a supply chain, a web of mobility that hints at social networks stitching prehistoric communities together. Can you feel the effort, the value placed on these bits of ocean? Each shell a badge of journey, each stain a splash of status. Now lean in, because the science here is where the magic crackles. Under electron microscopes, the team shout out to lead analyst Solani Banani and her CNRS squad spots the handiwork, not drilled with spins, but pressed with a steady thumb and awl, creating neat, conical holes, perfect for stringing on sinew or plant fiber. Some beads bear faint ochre smudges, like lipstick kisses from a palette, suggesting they were dipped or rubbed for color. But the real heartstopper, many holes show zero wear, no polish from swaying against skin or fur. These weren't heirlooms passed down. They were fresh off the workbench, abandoned in a hurry or stashed for later. Virtual reconstructions via microtomography let us see a shattered shell pieced back together, revealing its intended elegance. Paired with Chattel-Perronian tools nearby, those signature-backed blades, and faunal remains from big game hunts. It's clear this shelter doubled as studio and supper club, a place where survival met self-expression. But why does this workshop hit like a thunderclap? Step back before this shell beads in Europe. Absolutely. You'll find most of these cool spots in sunny southern regions. Think about Italy's amazing caves and Greece's stunning grottos. They're all linked to when our ancestors, the sapiens, first showed up around 45,000 years ago. Western Europe, a blank slate, or so we thought. Neanderthals got the rep for brute strength, fire tamers, mammoth hunters, but symbols. That was our thing, the spark of modern minds. Yet here, smack in Neanderthal heartland, we find Chattel-Perronian flair, echoing ornation styles from the east, where sapiens first landed. Did ideas hitch a ride on those migrations? Or did Neanderthals, in a burst of ingenuity, mimic and master them? The debate rages. Genetic traces in the site's layers are fuzzy, but the cultural overlap screams contact. Imagine furtive meetings by riverbanks, a sapiens trader flashing a beaded necklace, a Neanderthal elder nodding, "Show me how." Or perhaps the makers were hybrid souls, their DNA a bridge we can't yet cross. This workshop doesn't just decorate history. It humanizes it, proving that 42,000 years ago, someone gazed at their reflection in a shell and thought, "This is me." And the suspense builds when you consider the bigger canvas. This isn't isolated bling. It's part of an explosion of symbolic expression, as the CNRS team puts it. Pigments for body paint. Check. Ochre chunks nearby, ground fine for rituals or rank, tools for hafting, yep, resins and adhesives, hinting at composite tech, all in a culture that vanished as swiftly as it shone, squeezed between ice ages and invaders. What if these beads were talismans against the dark wards for the hunt, love charms, or markers of lineage, eyewitnesses? None in the flesh, but the artifacts scream their stories. A child's tiny handiwork, a warrior's bold streak of red. As we sift the dirt today, with LiDAR scans and isotope tests, tracing those shells' salty origins, we're not just unearthing objects, we're resurrecting lives, fierce, fleeting, and achingly familiar. So, there you have it, my curious crew, the shimmering secret of La Roche-Pierrot, where 42,000-year-old hands turned sea scraps into symbols of the soul. We've journeyed from frozen migrations to meticulous labs, uncovering a workshop that blurs the lines between us and them. Neanderthal grit and sapiens spark. The key mystery. Those makers' faces, who strung those first beads, and what tales did they tell? Lessons abound. In our rush to crown one species modern, we risk dimming the light of shared humanity. These artisans remind us that creativity isn't a sapiens patent. It's a fire kindled in all who dare dream beyond the daily grind. But here's my wild theory to chew on. What if this workshop marks ground zero for a cultural contagion? Ideas leaping like sparks from sapiens campfires to Neanderthal hearths, buying our cousins a few more millennia. Or bolder, proof they were the innovators, gifting us the grammar of grace. Chew on that over your coffee. What do you think? Neanderthal craft or sapiens import? Drop your hot takes in the comments below. If this tale of tiny treasures tugged at your inner explorer, smash that like button, subscribe for more dives into the deep past, and hit the bell. We've got mummies and megaliths queued up. Until next time, keep questioning the dust. History's listening.